Good afternoon, everyone. It is 12:55 p.m. Prague time in Czech Republic. My name is Emmanuel, and you are welcome to Emmanuel Opala's podcast. This is my very, very first podcast, and I'm so happy, I'm so delighted, I'm so elated to share my experiences, my thoughts, my ideas with you. I believe that the highest investment you can make on earth is to invest in others. And you can do this through different means. It could be through your finance, it could be through your talent, your gifts, your skills. As long as you're making an impact in people's life, that's what really matters. So in today's podcast, I want to talk about the process versus the outcome. I have taken a very critical analysis of how people react in the society. And I felt that there is this obsession, this compulsion, and fixation towards the outcome that people fail to understand or realize the importance of the process. Now, there's nothing wrong in having expectations because you have to set guidelines. You have to set plans and have ideas of what you want to achieve. You have to have a target. These are very important considerations in anything you do in life. No one is going to argue with that with anybody who understands this. But it's also important to pay a very specific attention to the process of anything you are doing, because sometimes the process is more important than the outcome. And the reason why people become so obsessed or so fixated with the end product is because of the desperation and the urgency they attach towards achieving their success. And this often leads to desperate action and eventually divert their attention towards the wrong path. And I tell you, success is always close to us. It's never far away from where we are if we understand the very basic concept of what is called success. Now, I give you a typical example. As a student, you got admission into a university, and your ultimate goal is to come out with maybe first class or second class upper division. These are your ultimate goal and expectation, right? And this is a fair ambition which is not impossible to achieve if you put in the hard work and the consistency. Now you have an expectation. You have a target which is to come out with first class or second class upper division, as the case may be. Perfect and fantastic. Now, the real crux of the matter here is, how do I get into this my final destination, which is to have a first class or second class upper division? It means I have to cross through several hurdles. For example, if it's a 4-year course, I need to consistently maintain a very high grade from year 1 to second year to third year and then to final year, which is the 4th year. And for me to hit that first class or second class upper division, I have to make sure I have a consistent A's in most of my subjects. Now, this is the crux of the matter. You have your target set at the end of the year, at the end of your program, to have first class or second class upper division, as the case may be. Now, the process is the steps you have to take to achieve those expectations and the outcome. That means you have to start from year 1, begin to adjust your behaviors, begin to adjust your conduct, begin to put more emphasis on how you study. And when you study, the places you go, the kind of friends you keep around you, and how consistent you are with your study. This is the process. You have to enjoy the process. You have to enjoy learning. You have to enjoy studying 20 hours a day. You have to enjoy doing your assignment. You have to enjoy doing your classwork. You have to enjoy being interactive in the class. And you have to reduce clubbing. You have to reduce gallivanting around the school. You have to avoid bad gangs. You have to avoid bad networks. You have to sacrifice some things that you would have loved to do ordinarily because you have an expectation, which is to have a first class, right? Or to come out with second class upper division. The moment you begin to look inward and begin to see that I have some steps to take to get my destination, I have to be consistent in these steps because ultimately I want to come out with a first class or second class upper division. Thus, you are paying more attention than the process than you are paying attention to the end product, which is the outcome. And of course, inevitably, the success will come because you are focusing on what is more important. But flip the coin on the other side. If you are so obsessed with the outcome that you fail to understand the basic things you need to do towards achieving those outcomes, then the tendency is that you become desperate at some point because you'll be under pressure to meet those expectations. And then you are not paying attention to how you can get to those destinations. Eventually, you find yourself in year 2, for example. You have bad grades already. You're not meeting up with your demand or expectation. And obviously begin to look for shortcuts, how to get to those expectations. Either you start looking for lecturers to bribe or start using your body to get marks to pass exams. This is what happens when people are so obsessed with the outcome that they neglect the most important thing, which is the process. And I tell you these things in life. The success you are looking for is not always far from you. It's always inside of you all along. But the problem is that a lot of people do not understand how to get to this success. They do not understand who they are. They fail to understand the essence of their existence. They tend to look at other people's goals and ambition and forgetting who they are. They are more interested in the outcome of people's success. They are more interested in people's cars, luxurious cars, mansions, but they fail to understand, to study how those people got to that point that they are seeing outwardly. They are much in a hurry to jump into conclusion about wealth, but are not much they don't have the patience to study people's that have progressed in life and see the steps they take to get to where they are today. And that's because they are always obsessed and fixated with the outcome, with the end product, but not interested in the process and the steps to get that end product. This is a problem. With the society setting expectations, a lot of noise in the society, people are trying to do what others are doing. People are chasing other people's goals that they fail to understand who they are. The only way you can be fulfilled in life is for you to understand the essence of your existence and discover the talent in you. Sharpen those talents and manifest them optimally to your universe, because the universe is always waiting for your manifestation. And the success you're looking for is all along inside of you. So I want to encourage you to take a step backwards and begin to take it easy. Understand the process. Enjoy the process, because the success you're looking for is tied up in the process. Once you are diligent, you are persistent, you can persevere, and you are consistently on the right path of your destination, ultimately, success is just an outcome that is bound to happen if you understand the process. So do not try to be like anybody else. You are different. And the success you're looking for is inside of you. Don't chase other people's goals and aspirations, because you are unique. You are different. If you believe you can, of course you can. So I want to encourage you, especially young people, right? The success is not far away from you. You have to understand what is your own definition of a success? And what are success to you? And then begin to find out what makes you happy. What are those things that you are passionate about? And begin to sharpen the skills that you know you have inherently. Because your success is tied in knowing who you are. And the moment you begin to discover who you are, success becomes so effortless. You don't need to struggle to succeed. It's just in you. And I feel so bad because a lot of people don't understand this concept. They are busy chasing shadow from pillar to post. Why what they're looking for is right there in their face. But I don't know it's there. How I wish they would understand that they have the power to change their world. They have the power to recreate whatever they want. You can actually bend your reality and create the future that you want for yourself. Remember, sometimes the process is more important than the outcome. Thank you for listening to my podcast this afternoon. It's now 1:06 p.m. Prague, Czech Republic time. And I hope you have learned something from this podcast, this message. I want you to take some time to think about it and begin to reevaluate your life and begin to do things differently, because the success you're looking for is right there inside of you. Surrender to who you are. Surrender to your gift and talent and let the real you begin to manifest. And I tell you, everything you want is already in you. Thank you for listening. Catch you next time.